I'm Venu Keller. Welcome to Venu Inspires. It's time to give your children a childhood they won't have to heal from. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom. If you are finding these tips every Wednesday valuable, maybe there is someone in your network, in your circle of friends, maybe a family member that might just have to hear these tips for themselves because of where they're at in their life right now. What if you could do them a favor by sharing this group with them, Redefine Parenting, so they too can get some tips on Wednesday and some different type of information that I get to share in our group here. Today, I want to talk to you about how do we listen to our kids? How do we get our kids to feel that they're seen and that they're heard? So if your child comes to you and they're talking about your husband or your friend or their sibling even, right? And they're just coming to you and they're telling you, hey, mom, I don't understand why my brother comes downstairs every day and just takes the remote control out of my hand and he thinks that that's okay. Now, as a parent, you may see something totally different. You may see that their brother comes downstairs. He gets everything done that he's supposed to do. He sees the remote control sitting on the table and he does pick it up and he gets to watch TV first because he's done. So you're seeing something totally different than your other child. A lot of us, me included, have a tendency to say, no, that's not what's happening. No, I'm not seeing it the way that, I'm not seeing it your way. No, that's not what's happening at all. And then you go into explanation about how you're seeing it. What message is that giving to our child? It's saying that they're wrong and you're right. I remember when I was a child and I would say something to my mom and she'd be like, no, you're wrong. This is how it is. Well, in my generation, we looked at our parents as the authority figure, that they know best and we must be wrong. So what did the message give me as a child? That I'm always wrong and my parents are always right. Well, we're in a different time. What if our kids are actually right in a lot of ways, especially with technology? When they're talking about things on the internet or they're talking about, what's going on in social media. What if they're actually right? What if we're wrong? This is the time that we can move into the different generation and actually allow their opinions to be just that, to be right. Because you know what? Their perception is right. It's right through their own filters. So going back to that situation, how could you say it differently than it's like, nope, you're wrong. That is not what your brother does. What if you were able to approach it as, I can appreciate that. I appreciate that is what you see. I believe you. I believe that what you're seeing, that he always comes downstairs and he always takes that remote control. I believe you. You're right. He does do that through your filters. Is it possible that while you're upstairs still getting ready, that he's done everything that he was supposed to do and he's ready for school and he actually asked me if he can have it and I say yes? And when that happens, your child might say, okay, well, he still gets it. You're right. He does get it. So you're not wronging them for what they see. You're actually allowing them to say, wow, my mom hears me. Like, wow, she really gets what I'm saying. And then what happens? We plant the seeds, these tiny seeds that we don't even know we're planting. They don't even know we're planting of, I trust you, I see you, and I hear you. And it goes with what I have been teaching about how do we create that open, safe, and trusting space. This is one of the tips that will help you do that. So again, if you have found this tip, helpful, if you have a different experience, please comment below. Let us hear you. Let everybody in this group hear you because you're not alone. You're not doing anything wrong. And there's always a different way that we can do things because all of our kids are different. What works for one may not work for the other. So continue to be open and continue to be curious, not critical. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.